Guys, Thuy is here.
Hi, everybody. Oh, the claps. Thank you for the warm welcome.
Before you got and sat down and before you got comfortable, you asked me if I was a Capricorn. And I don't know why, but I've never been so goddamn offended in my whole entire life.
Well, here's the thing. I actually really like Capricorns.
Okay, nice.
Capricorns are super driven, hardworking people.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's why when you were trying to figure everything out right now, and you were just like giving me that energy of like, I need to get my life together.
Okay, so I'm not a Capricorn. What would you say second?
This is really hard.
Come on, just
what do you like to do?
dark.
What do you like to do on your pastime?
Be by the water.
Ooh. Are you a freaking Pisces?
Yes.
I'm dead! Okay, so actually I love Pisces. One of my best friends is a Pisces, and you guys are very emotional people, but very, very like loving and selfless people too, I will say.
Correct.
But everybody's like, Paco's shaking his head. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Are you a Pisces?
Yeah.
Why are you
But I don't
shaking
think we're
your head?
emotional. I don't think we have. I know emotional Pisces, but I don't necessarily feel like him and I are emotional Pisces.
Well, maybe you should be.
No, I honestly.
When's the last time you guys cried? Like genuinely sobbed. The last time I ever sobbed was when I watched The Green Mile in college. And that was when I last like sobbed. My roommate walked in, was like, did someone die? And I'm like, yeah, someone did die.
I can't remember the last time I sobbed. I can tell you the last time I was like a tear, like single tear came down.
But
I
not
was
just
watching,
like,
no,
just,
I don't have that emotion.
Really?
No. I'm a black man.
Like,
listen, we hold that in until we stroke out at 55 years old. So
stop.
It's a thing. So like I don't think I have that. But
okay.
I will tell you something. The last thing that I did like single tear was
that's also tough.
You're gonna laugh.
What was it? Guardians of the Galaxy?
It was The Flash.
Not The Flash.
Did
the
you
movie?
watch? Yes. Did you watch the last Flash? Did anyone see the last Flash?
We did start it, and then I fell asleep because I fall asleep every single time I watch a movie. But it was like.
Okay, right. The movie was great because they, I talked about it on the radio. It was a really great movie, and everybody should go see it. But I will say,
so you cried one tear.
Yes, not it was. It's so funny because you know, like how you start biting things because you don't want to cry.
Yeah.
But you guys saw it, right? You guys saw it, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Where I got emotional, right?
No.
Did you watch it?
Oh, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes that one tear is more powerful than a sob.
Yeah.
The last time I one teared was in in college when I got a nose piercing.
Yes.
At Precious Sluts. Can I say that?
Yes,
oh my gosh.
go ahead.
It's a place.
Yeah.
It's a place. And there was one tear that came down, and that was the most pain I've ever felt in my entire life. So I get it, actually.
I got the tear, but I didn't feel any pain or anything like that.
Oh my God. Are you okay?
No.
I think we need to
go
into like a deprivation tank.
Wait, when's your birthday?
Guess.
I'm bad at this game. Give me a hint.
It's funny because right now I probably seem very like outgoing, but I'm very to myself. What would you guys say? What's a hint? I'm not crazy.
Are you a water sign too?
The laugh, not the laugh. I'm not crazy. No.
Are you a water sign too?
Yeah. You
are. Mm-hmm. Scorpio. Is she a Scorpio?
Yo, that was really good because I guessed yours on the second. And you guessed mine on the first. And I was trying to give you little wiggles and you just totally missed me. What is your big three? What's your...
You ready for this? Pisces.
Shut the heck up. I'm all water too. Scorpio, Cancer.
Oh.
Hence, girls like me don't cry. Girls like me pretend we don't cry. And that's the segue into the song that No, I'm just kidding.
No segue into it. Go ahead.
No, I'm totally kidding. But
we will get there eventually.
Are we okay?
Do you go to therapy?
No, but I should.
I feel like
sometimes that Scorpio energy of like, I'm strong, I got this. I don't need therapy, but then I do. I definitely need therapy.
I don't know why I feel like Scorpios are the most hated zodiac sign.
Really? I feel like I beg to differ.
I feel like everybody has something to say about a Scorpio.
Maybe Scorpio men.
Go on. Listen, I have no pony in this race. I'm just listening.
I don't know. I've never dated a Scorpio man, so I really can't speak for them.
But do you have friends that have dated Scorpio men?
They say that they're like,
cheaters?
No, like they can be manipulative, but I think everybody can be manipulative. I don't know.
I mean, it's. I feel it's all a spectrum. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
But
I feel like everybody can be a little toxic.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I could be toxic. You could be toxic. We could all be toxic.
Not me.
But as long as we grow from it, it's fine. Right?
I had an interview with someone and we were talking about toxicity and stuff like that. And I was like, well, what if I want to, because he was just talking about how, therapy is this and therapy is that. And let me just say, I am not knocking therapy or anything like that. Like, I feel like if you need to go to it, you need to do it and talk some things out. Go ahead and do it. But I don't want to be called out on my BS. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the saying. So you don't want to
be held accountable for your actions.
Absolutely not. You know how they say, if you know better, you do better? Sometimes ignorant is bliss. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. Because sometimes you just want to be right even when you're wrong. And it's like, just leave me alone.
Are you the type of person, and I want to know if this is a water sign thing, but are you the type of person that cherishes friendships and connections that even though you know that you may be 100% right, you apologize anyway just because you want to keep the friendship intact and to keep things moving?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. You know what? That's totally true because sometimes, like, if I'm doing something with somebody and they want to explain to me something I already know, I play dumb. Yeah. Like, but because I don't want to come off as that person that's like a know-it-all. So I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah. But really, I'm like, I already knew that. So, yeah.
That's interesting.
Maybe,
I do the same
you know
thing.
what I think it is? It's because, like, me being, like mostly water and also, like, I have the 2 Cancer placements and everybody's, like, listening that's not into Zodiacs. Like, what the hell are you guys talking about? But I do believe that because I have those 2 Cancer placements, I'm very, like, motherly and I love to just, like, make people feel comfortable. So I think sometimes I just let it be all, you know what I mean? I don't need to argue. Like,
I feel that.
Yeah.
Are you a people pleaser?
I could be. Are you?
I used to be.
I used to be a lot, actually. Now I'm learning, and I think it comes with getting older and getting more confidence in like speaking about things and also just like setting those boundaries with people to where it's like, but also I don't really, maybe it's because I close myself off from a lot of people too, that I don't even have that opportunity to then be a people pleaser. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe I still am, but I just have closed myself off to where it's like, I just hang out with these 2 people and I don't really have to please them. So like, who cares?
Not necessarily that. I think however way you need to create your boundaries, you make it happen.
Yeah. But being a people pleaser isn't necessarily a bad thing. I feel like it's only bad when you don't put your own, I guess, needs before. But then also it's okay to put your needs second too, because that's what being a friend is sometimes too, right? I don't know. It's all
right,
balance.
But it also can't be, exactly, it can't always be 90-10.
Totally.
Or 80-20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm friends with people who I think do things out the kindness of their hearts too, because I feel like if it's only me doing that, I'll just be like, okay, I'm not going to hang out with you anymore. But then they won't know, because that's also like a Scorpio thing, I feel like.
So you disappear. You won't tell somebody.
This is where I could be a little toxic.
No, because I think a lot of the times, like how you said earlier, you don't argue, right? So why would I waste my time and my energy arguing with you when I can just be like, you know what, this is not working for me, and they'll get the hint.
I know,
like,
but
I haven't talked to Thuy in like
but
2
also,
months.
is that a problem?
I don't think so.
I think we should address it though, because why do we do that instead of being like, hey, you did this, it bothered me. Let's have an open communication as adults, and then we can move past it and then do better. But sometimes it's easier just to be quiet and move on with your life.
I think it's all in the category where that friend is, because like how you said
that
earlier, like if you will, like me, I will apologize and be like, I am so sorry. Let me tell you.
Next time you say you're sorry to me, I'm going to be like,
yes, because it's true. You ever apologize just to be like, you know what? Let me just like, and I can come up with the most heartfelt, deep apology.
That's so toxic.
And not mean one word of it. What?
Pisces.
I mean, it is what it is. I think it's a not a flaw. What's the opposite of flaw?
Good
What's
quality?
The word? Yes, that's a good. I think that's a strong quality to have.
That is wild.
It keeps me from getting hurt, right?
That's the root of the problem.
Shut up!
There we go. I knew we were gonna get down to it. I'm the person that's like, let's get down to the root.
You know
cause.
What's funny? I feel like whenever we sit here and we have interviews and stuff like that, that's normally me.
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen. It's like we're the both. Are you the friend that people come to you and tell you all their problems and stuff like that?
Yes. And I'm the person that will listen and try to get to the root of it.
Me too.
Yeah. But then I can't do it for myself because sometimes I'm very emotional about things, and other people, the way that they move, they don't do it in an emotional way. But then sometimes I overanalyze, like, did they do that because they feel this way? Versus just like, no, they just did that because they did it. It's not like they put much emotional thought into it. But for me, because I just am super empathetic, too empathetic to the point where I'm like, I wish I wasn't. I wish I could just do things and not care sometimes, because I think that like my life wouldn't be filled with so much anxiety.
I feel like I take on other people's fights.
Me
like
too.
like you can tell me something.
Me too.
I am that friend that you can be like, oh, this just happened, blah, 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 blah. And I'll be
but
like,
I feel
all right.
like you're down. Like,
I'll be like, what time you want to burn it down?
You're down. I can tell.
Absolutely. I will get in my car at whatever time.
Yep.
If you want to go on a stakeout because somebody did something wrong.
I'm going to call you.
You got to come down here. I'm not going to Northridge, though. Like somebody did you wrong. I will be like, all right, meet me on the 101 exit near Laurel Canyon, and you jump in my car and we'll go and do whatever we need to do.
I'm hella down too.
Yeah. I feel like people should be happy to have us in their lives.
Like I could be your friend for one day, and if something go down, like I'm there. But that's also like, why? Why do I do that? Why do I overextend myself? See,
not necessarily overextend yourself. I think sometimes there is a thing about, especially with me, helping someone really does make me happy.
Too. Yeah.
As like people may not feel the same way. You know, like I feel like people won't agree with that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people won't. But like helping does really make me feel good.
Same. Like when I kind of break through whatever they're going through, they're like, oh my God. I'm like, yes, that'll be $180.
And then it's almost like, it's so weird, but I almost feel like I wash my hands of them. Like, all right, solved your problem. Next.
That's so crazy.
It's true.
It is kind of true.
So what, besides astrology and you being a therapist and stuff like that, what else is going on with you?
I've been doing a lot of pickleball.
Oh, that's right. You were playing with the older people. Or Jamie Foxx. No, because remember he was playing pickleball.
You know what I love about pickleball?
What's that?
It's all ages.
Okay.
All body types. Pickleball does not discriminate.
It's hard.
No. Are you good at ping pong?
No.
Me either.
My hand-eye coordination is terrible. Where do you play pickleball?
In Northridge. Come to Northridge.
They do all this. They play pickleball in Northridge. Y'all got real grass up there?
Dude, not you saying that. In my house is literally all weeds, no grass. We couldn't grow anything, but that's a separate story.
It's an LA County thing. You're not supposed to have. I know for new houses, you can't have new grass and stuff.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. I didn't know that. But pickleball is great. You should come. It's so much fun. You don't have to be good at ball sports. I can't tell them where. Come. We play every day, basically.
In this weather?
Yeah.
All right.
We play till the lights go off.
I feel like they would want to come and like film it though.
Let's do it.
Really?
Yeah. That'll be so much fun. We can get mic'd up and you can ask me like fast questions, you know?
That would be so legit. We'll do that. Are you free on the weekends? Are you like super busy?
Not this weekend, but we can
we'll make it happen.
No, I'm down. Like we're there every day.
What is a normal day like for you besides pickleball? Like what do? You wake up, you make a little breakfast.
Mm-hmm. I wake up, I make sure I get a little workout in. Mm-hmm. And then honestly, my phone is already going off, like all the things that I have to attend to.
Who's calling them?
Mm-hmm.
What do they want?
Everything. decisions.
Do you have to make the decisions, or do you allow them to make the decisions?
No, I do. I allow them to make decisions.
Sorry.
Of course.
We're talking like...
No, I trust them. I trust them a lot. But there's certain things where, like, if I don't okay it, I'm going to hate myself later. You know what I mean? Because I think...
Control issues.
Yeah, I do have a little bit of control issues, but I think that that's also okay when it's like you're an independent artist and this is your business. Like, you want to make sure that you have an eye on everything. And also it's like hard because sometimes you delegate and then later on you're like, what happened? You know? So I don't ever want to get to that point where it's like, I just lost it because I just didn't have that control in the beginning. But what were you saying? And I feel like the wheels are turning in his head right now.
Can you tell?
Yeah. But a normal day is that. Then usually I'll have like a session. If I don't have a session, then I'll like have some type of content filming that I have to do. But literally my entire July, entire August is like, it's something. And then I just got off the tour with Ella. Before Ella, I was on my own tour. So it's just been like nonstop. But also I used to be like kind of lazy. I'm not going to lie. And then like a lot of things would overwhelm me because I felt like my life was changing and like I couldn't just chill. You know what I mean? So now I feel like I've gotten comfortable with being uncomfortable and just being super busy. So I like it. I like when my schedule's filled up. Like I like when I know what I'm going to do the next day.
When you said being comfortable with being uncomfortable, I think that is super important, especially when you are in this game.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of things that you do that are not in your control.
Totally. And also it's like, I like feeling like I have my foot on the gas at all times. Like I don't want to ever let up and get comfortable because then it's like you're not growing. And obviously you have to allow times in your life to just wind down and not have to think about everything. But I think for the most part, for me, I feel the most fulfilled when I know that I'm like going in a direction, you know, or that I have like something to look forward to, because it's all about like creating forward every single day, whether it's small, whether it's big. But for me, it brings me fulfillment and makes me feel like I'm being productive. And then I feel like when I'm productive, I'm the most mentally sane. It's usually like when I'm not busy but then also I should probably address some things too, because
you know what a therapist will say?
I know.
You doing all of this work, you're putting up walls for something.
Maybe. Because also for some time it was like, when I wasn't in the studio, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm not doing anything and I'm not like fulfilling my purpose and all of this. And then, so that's why I like being busy. Because also that's what I love to do. Like I love making music. I love creating and being creative. So I think that gives me that, like, feeds my soul. So when I can't feed my soul, whether it's just being active, like literally playing pickleball or making music, it can live on the same plane for me. I'm like, as long as I'm doing something to move my body and being active, like mentally, then I feel happy. So it's all about like,
right,
just moving.
But here, when do you rest? Because you can't live life at 100% all the time.
At nighttime?
Because you'll burn. No, you gotta have like some days off. No.
I have sometimes some days off.
Like, are you ever to the point where you're like, oh, I'm so burnt, I need to go on a vacation, I need to do something?
I always tell myself I'm going to go on a vacation. So after the Ella tour, I was like, I'm going to have a 2-hour massage. Haven't got a massage yet. Because it's just like, things just keep rolling, you know? Like, I don't have time I have to fit that in to my schedule that's like busy. But.
And what's interesting is because touring is so hard on your body.
Oh, I gained like 10 pounds. I was drinking every day, eating terrible food. My mental health was,
you
know, it wasn't really that good. And then when I got off of tour, then I got like active again. I started creating a routine for myself, eating healthy, being with my dog and doing things that I love. And that, like, I feel so much happier. Despite, like, I love touring and I love performing. That's Absolutely. So much fun. But it does take a toll on your body and your mental health.
I get why people disappear after their tour, because it's like they need that time off, because you just, all these different cities, all these different people.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. It has to be trippy as an artist.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me though, the reason why I haven't gone on a vacation is because I feel like I'm the person that's like driving things. So if I take a break, like it's going to stop, and I don't like that feeling. I don't like the feeling of being stagnant. I don't know.
What about being in a moving car, but letting one of your other co-pilots drive the car?
No,
just
and
for
they
a
do.
day?
And
right,
they do.
You know what I'm saying?
They do, but I think that like me just creating content, right? Whether it's like TikToks or IG Reels or things like that, I feel like they can't do that for me, you know?
True.
So if I'm not doing it, then it's like there's no new content to work. So it's like I always feel that pressure to kind of just make sure that I'm being active on social media, but it can get really, really overwhelming.
Absolutely, because you constantly have to feed the beast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which would drive me up the wall.
Yeah. I've actually like yesterday I just kind of stopped reading the comments because it's just too much. Because I had like 2 videos go viral recently, and it was just like an outpour or an influx of comments. And it's like you get thousands of positive comments, then you get like 10 terrible comments that you're just like, it gets to you. Because again, I feel everything and I am human. So it's hard to kind of like not see the positive sometimes, even though it's like right in front of your face. So I'm kind of learning to just turn it off.
What's interesting is I remember somebody saying that they don't read the good stuff or the bad stuff. Because if you believe the good, you're going to have to believe the bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that.
So it's almost like you can't read any of it.
Because I like what you said.
Like a false, not a false sense of hope, but it's almost that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like it's hard for you to see what's real because if you're like, I believe the real or the good stuff, like the bad stuff must also be true.
Yeah. It's like your brain not being able to differentiate the two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dang. I like that, actually.
Listen, I'm here.
Yeah.
That's $180.
I got you.
Do me a favor and tell me about Girls Like Me Don't Cry. We already got to the root as to why not, but tell me about the song.
Well, Girls Like Me Don't Cry was basically an empowering anthem that I wrote for myself. But like a little bit of a backstory, that day I have, up to this point, I had like sessions after sessions after sessions, and I was tired. Like I was feeling a little burnt out. And also like I deal with my own anxieties and like my mental health sometimes isn't the greatest, right? So that day I didn't want to go to the studio, and I was like, who set up this session? Like I was so angry, but I knew that I just had to kind of pull myself out of it because I didn't want to sit in that negativity for much longer. So I was like, I'm going to just go to the studio and maybe just put my feelings into the song. So I told my producers like how I was feeling that day, but I was like, I kind of want to make a song that's for myself. Like, hey, girls like me don't cry, but girls like me pretend we don't cry. And like the strongest women do cry. So I went in the studio and they were playing this guitar chords, and the first chord that he played, I was like, ooh, I really like that. And I'm sitting on the couch and I just said, ooh, I'm going to write a song about moving to Los Angeles and having nothing in my bank account, but just a bunch of tissues because I'm such a crybaby. And the story is that when I was a kid, my uncle used to call me Chibel, which in Vietnamese means crybaby essentially. And I used to cry all the time. Like my mom said, I used to cry when I was happy, when I was sad, when I was fed. At every given moment when I was a little baby, I would just cry a lot. I don't know. So I think I'm the same way now, where I kind of just cry at every minor inconvenience. Even if I'm not like physically crying, on the inside I'm dying, you know? But I pretend that I'm strong and like everything's okay, but then it catches up to me. So this song was cool because like I was able to talk about that, and it wasn't over like a sad beat. It was like, it's an upbeat pop song, you know? So I was able to kind of like take how I was feeling, put it into the song. And then when I dropped the song, like so many women, like other women related to the song. And then I also put like my friend who's a fighter in the music video. I put Miss California in the music video. And then I put a ballerina in the music video. And I wanted to show like different types of women in like just the entertainment space that always have to look like they're put together and they have it all together, right? But really, we all deal with our same insecurities. And just as women in the industry, it's really, really difficult, right? So I just wanted to have like a song that was just like for the girls. And now it just like has transcended so much. And even like on tour when I sing it, I always like make a joke because I see the guys in the crowd. And I'm like, I know you guys are looking at me like, I don't relate to the song, but don't lie, I know you boys cry too. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I'll like change the lyrics when I'm singing it because I do think that it's a universal song of like, yeah, it might be called Girls Like Me Don't Cry, but I know boys cry too.
We cry. You
cry. You might have not had a sob in a long time.
Yeah.
But we all have emotions. And I just wanted to show that like, it's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable and it's okay to not be okay sometimes and still go on and like do, I can't cuss, but like boss things, you know? That same day I was crying. Then I made like a song that just like has transcended beyond my own story. So
isn't that interesting how music can do that for you though?
I know, it's crazy. That's my therapy actually, making music. And maybe that's why I've not gone to a therapist because I'm like, I just go to the studio.
It's free. Yeah, it's exactly.
Free. And that's what I mean. I'm like, and that's the video that I just made recently. It's like POV. Instead of going to therapy, I made the song instead. And it's just so true because I should have talked to somebody. And I should. You know what? I am an advocate for therapy. I just haven't gone myself. Haven't gone myself, but I should. I'm sure there's some things that we can learn. And maybe there'll be some aha moments. You know?
It's so funny because
like how you're afraid of getting hurt.
But I wonder why. Maybe the therapist will.
I think they create a space for you to
connect the dots.
To connect the dots. They're not going to connect, you know?
I see. I just need somebody to be like, tell me what to do. Just lead me to the water and I'll drink it. Like, I don't need to be in here connecting the dots myself.
I feel you. It's hard.
Let me know, because I feel like we can talk forever.
We can.
What are you working on next?
New music.
Okay.
But I'm also just like trying to figure out, do I want to drop something? Or like Girls Like Me Don't Cry is doing so well. But like, I think at the core, the reason why I'm even here today with you, I'm like, is because I've been consistent and, you know, feeding my fans and giving them music. And I think that's the most important, is to like always show that like, hey, I have new music for you guys. Like, this isn't the only thing that I have, right? So I'm kind of trying to figure out what my next move is. But right now we have like a lot of festivals that we're doing this year, a lot of shows. So I'm focusing on like choreography and like just, you know, trying to make my show as fun as possible,
right,
to where it's like you're not hearing the same song you hear on DSPs.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, yeah, I'm working on a lot of like just fun new music. So that's what I have coming up.
I tell you what, the one thing about you is what I've learned so far in this interview is that you drink your water and you mind your business. Mm-hmm. And I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. This is really fun.